Welcome to physics. Today we're going to be taking a little quiz, but I don't want that to scare you. The last week and a half or so, we have worked on practicing these three equations, and we started with solving for distance, right? So if we knew a velocity and we knew the time that the object was traveling at that velocity, then we could solve and we could calculate what was the distance that that object traveled. And that was where we started. And then we reworded the question to be okay, 30 kilometers over, 30 kilometers per hour, how long would it take you? And so then we're able to solve problems with this time and also make predictions. How long would it take you? Then we just concluded velocity and again rearrange the equation just a little bit, but with distance and time, we can then determine how fast did something travel, what was the velocity throughout that scenario. And so I put this table here for you because you're going to be solving for the unknown variable. And so really, again, you've done these three things. And so for me as a teacher, trying to support you and give you additional opportunities to show your learning, this is the goal of the quiz. One, the first assignments were technically practice. So if you didn't do it or didn't do well, then this is an opportunity to show that you have got it and that you've learned it. If you did do the practice and you did do well in the practice, as a teacher, I can look at that and go, okay, yeah, they understand the linear relationships that we've been talking about. But this is also an additional opportunity. So I can really look at all the work you've been doing, and this is a slightly different format, but really it's not a whole lot different than what you've been doing. So the biggest thing though is you are going to be solving for that unknown variable. And so just what that means, let's look at this. Problem one, I give you velocity, I give you a time. So now you're going to try and tell me which one is missing. Well, I gave you velocity, I gave you time, which means distance is missing. Can I solve for distance? Enter it into the equation and solve for distance. Doing our best to use the correct units as well, right? That's really going to show me that you understand the units and why we have the units that we do. Then again, velocity, time, distance, and time. So now, okay, I've given you distance, I've given you time, distance and time. Which one's missing would then be velocity, right? So each problem you're going to go through which variable is missing and solve for that missing piece of information. So each one will be slightly different. So make sure you take your time, solve for the correct one. And then we just have a few word problems. And each word problem will tell you, okay, what am I looking for? How long would it take? How far? And what is the initial velocity? So it's going to tell you what you're solving for. So then you got to go in there and pull out the information needed from those word problems. So as always, though, I am able and willing to help. I want you to try this and treat it like a quiz. It'll be tomorrow. And I actually plan on introducing a new activity as well tomorrow. So let me know if you have any questions, though, and I'll do my best to help you understand why we chose the equation that we need. Otherwise, I know you can do it, and I think you're going to do great.